What's up, Internet? We are here once again playing around with broken Pokemon because Eevee is just that damn awesome. Before we continue, we are in Lavender Town, but I've got a bit of a confession I need to make. I kind of got that game developer itch I get a lot when I play games, and I had to do some testing of stuff. So I spent a few hours running around testing how to catch and chain, and really just seeing how those mechanics really work in conjunction with one another. And I'm gonna try and go over at least some of that. But more importantly, if we go to our team, we gained a few levels. Yeah. Oh, I also have Moonstone, so we can evolve Kamina and Rachel. But yeah, all of our team leveled up, and nothing else other than that really happened, although I may have caught one or two Vulpixes. but, where is it? Where is it? We do have a shiny one, which is kind of neat. Now, you're probably asking why Vulpix. There's two reasons. First of all, that was just sort of the thing that was around while I was doing this, but also you can trade them for Alolan variants later, and I like the Alolan Vulpix, so I might get one and use that because I think it's a really good monster. Anyway, let's evolve Rachel and Kamina, and I'll talk a little bit about what I discovered. Power Up Pocket, that's what we want. Moonstones. So I guess the first thing I kind of discovered was what really defines a capture chain and what breaks it. Because the requirements to continue a chain are surprisingly a lot more strict than I thought they would be. And the requirements to not lose the chain are surprisingly a lot more loose than I initially thought. So basically, to keep a chain going, you have to catch the same type of monster over and over. But let me be clear on what I mean by that. You have to catch the same species, not type as in elemental affinity. You can't just go from Vulpix to, like, Charmander or something. That won't work. If you at any point catch a monster that isn't in your chain, I don't think we need Thrash, but we'll take a look. You lose the chain. You lose the chain. That's not too bad, but 2 or 3 turns is pretty... yeah, alright, screw it. But yeah, you catch a different monster, you lose the chain. If the monster runs, you lose a chain. What surprised me about this, however, is if you run into a different encounter, that doesn't mess with the chain, provided you don't catch the monster or they run. So as long as you run from that fight, you can keep your chain going. There's some statistical stuff about chaining that I'm sure literally any other glance on the internet can find it to you, but I like discovering this stuff on my own. As you go for chain, from what I've been able to tell, the higher the chain, the more likely you're going to run into the monster you're chaining, as well as the ability to run into rarer monsters. For example, in the rock tunnel we just passed to get to Lavender Town, you can run into Charmanders, but they're ridiculously rare. I still have my old chain, and every time I ran between there and here, because I wanted to check a couple other things out while I was just sort of tootling around in my spare time, pretty much everything I ran into were Charmanders. So yeah. Another thing I noticed about that is Chansey. Chansey seems to be available in every area of the game, but it's just an all-around rare monster. Because everywhere I went, like even Mount Moon, because I did go back there and find the Moonstones to do this, Chansey spawned. So that's interesting to see it sort of like as a universal spawn. The higher your chain up to a point, the greater a chance of you running into a shiny. I believe it's up to 31 encounters do you get increased odds of getting a shiny. Now, we should be going there next, but I want to test a thing, so we're going to not do that next. But, yeah, you got higher chance of running into a shiny. That's how we got our shiny Vulpix. Another thing I noted that isn't necessarily tied to chaining, but you end up sort of getting it along the way is, if you catch 100 of one specific monster species. It doesn't matter if it's within a chain or not. You will get significantly easier chances to catch that monster. For example, we were going after Vulpixes, right? When I was catching Vulpixes in a chain, it required me to use a Great Ball to capture them, and even so, it was kind of a moderate difficulty catch. And you kind of had to get the catch just right. Once I got 100 Vulpixes, it immediately turned to an easy catch, and I could just use straight up Pokeballs, and I didn't even really have to aim it all that well. I just had to sort of catch it and it would work. You also get a ridiculous experience bonus as your chain goes up. So it does behoove you to do this. Like, I got a lot of experience just catching all those Vulpixes. Like, I don't know if you caught it while I was going through our inventory, but kinda sorta every monster we caught up to this point is now fully evolved. Just because I didn't want to completely evolve and get to like level 100 REV from the start. I would like to maintain this as I'm using this one team, so let's not get overpowered too quickly. Although again, we have an Eevee that has access to pretty much every element, so I think that sort of balance is thrown out the window immediately. But really, that's it. It's basically just run the same monster over and over, catch it, and you're good. Now, what is another interesting little mechanic, which I hadn't noticed, is in your monster box, you can flag monsters you've caught, and you can send them to Professor Oak. And if you do, while they're no longer your monsters, you're basically releasing them into the wild, you do get Pokemon candy. And you can occasionally get specific Pokemon candy for a specific species. In fact, I think our chain's still going, so let's see if we can do this with Vulpix. See? Green circle with a Pokeball. Don't need a Great Ball. There's a chance it'll escape, but it's really, really low. Like, it gets ridiculously easy to catch anything. And you get a higher experience bonus as well as like a higher item bonus. See, our catch combo is 210. Now again, if you're just looking for shinies, you don't have to bother after like 31, but I did this both because I wanted a Vulpix, but also more importantly, and there's a chance, once again proving it's a universal spawn, I wanted to get Vulpix candy, which you can only get through catching the same monster over and over. And again, I want to get an Alolan Vulpix, so if I get a bunch of Vulpix candy, I can just boost all of its stats immediately. I know you can run into EVs, so I kind of want to do that anyway, just to make our broken monster even more amazingly insane. But that's a thing for once we figure out where the hell they spawn. But really, that's it. You just keep running the same monster, and eventually it all works out for you. It's a great way to make money, because as you do get like that multiplier, you can sell your candies. Each candy's only worth 10, but in between going like through 30 Pokeballs and going back to the store and buying it, I had gotten like 1,000 of like each of the 3 types of candies Vulpix was dropping at the time. So you can really make money this way if you want, but again, the caveat to that is that you're using Pokeballs. Before that, when I was just using Great Balls, I was actually losing quite a lot of money. But it was interesting to sort of see how the Pokemon candy kind of completely thrashed the economy of the game as well. Plus, we're getting Ultra Balls now, which is kind of nice. Hey, Firestone! I know what I'm doing with this. I got to swap someone out of my team for a moment. Kamina, you take a break for about 2 minutes. But pretty much what I aim to do is I'm just going to get rid of all these extra Vulpixes on my own, and I'm going to try and like trade them in for Alolan Vulpixes, see if we can get one with some really good stats or something. And then I'm just going to trade in all the excess for candy just to boost Vulpix even more. Because it's been a long time since I played Pokemon Sun and Moon, but I remember from Pokemon Sun, Alolan Vulpix is kind of ridiculous. The problem, though, is, I mean, I'm already pissed off I can't use my special Pidgeot, because it evolved, of course. And it's like, well, I gotta figure out who's gonna be leaving our party then, I guess. Also, that's pretty. There's not a lot of shiny monsters I like the look of, especially in Gen 1, but Vulpix, Ninetales rather, is really pretty. I think it'd be Ditto, Ninetales, Ponyta, maybe Charizard, and Nidoking, because Nidoking takes on the colors of Nidoqueen. Ironically, it does not work in reverse, which kind of annoys me. But, let's put our boy Kamina back in the party. Oh, and I think we can actually fly on our Charizard now. Let's see if that's true. I haven't tested that. Yes! It's all I've ever wanted since I was a kid. And I got my first Charmander. I want to fly my giant flamethrower dinosaur because that sounds bitchin'. Fight me, super nerd guy. There's a car. Hooray for being close to a garage. And doing this in the middle of the day when I normally just do it at night when everyone else is asleep. But I was excited to play some more of this. And test more stuff. Because I really, really want to see if this game still has that same Gen 1 bug. But we gotta get to Celadon first. Go buy some stuff. And if it works, I'd be very excited. Although I can completely imagine that the item I'm looking for is either non-existent in this game or they've reworked the encounter so that it won't work anymore. I mean, case in point, I don't think countering the use of an item is an instant kill anymore. Which is a missed opportunity. That was a fun little bug from Gen 1. And I'm very bitter that I accidentally got rid of counter when I did my Gen 1 playthrough. Like, right at the end, it's like, oh, I could have just instantly used, like, X speed right here. It's like, oh, I could have countered that and instant killed your team. That would have been amazing. But no. No, I had to get rid of it for, like, high jump kick or something dumb. Actually, what it was one of the elemental punches because I had hit Bonchan. I'm not bitter about this at all, except I'm incredibly bitter. Alright, fine. You get to burn. It doesn't hurt that I've got like 10 levels on you, though. And just amazing stats. I mean, case in point, I got so many speed candies, I'm pretty sure our Eevee's speed is about as high as it will ever actually get. So I'm not sure anything can actually outspeed Eevee at this point. I may have broken Eevee more. Which, I mean, I'm looking for wild Eevees so I can get a bunch of Eevee candy so I can just do that anyway, but, I mean, they broke Eevee. And that's fine, because I can't evolve it anyway, but still. If you're gonna break Eevee, go all the way. Actually, I'm kind of pissed about that, because I remember there was a specific item in Pokemon up to this point. I think it started in, like, X and Y, but there was an item you could give your monster. And if it was a pre-evolution monster, it, like, doubled their defense and special defense. That's not in this game. And that would have been, like, the equivalent of Pikachu's Light Orb, like the one item that doubles Pikachu's attack, just because it's a Pikachu. And everyone likes it because people like Pikachu, and I have no understanding of why. Also, they kept the Gambler character, but they changed the name. I'm genuinely curious to see what Celadon will do in replacing the slot machines, because I really doubt they're going to be there. Meowth. I had to catch 5 of them. And then got an Arcanine for reasons. I have to admit, I do like the random side quest kind of events you run into. I don't think there's all that many in the game, and that's kind of a shame because it was fun, but just go catch 5 Meowths and we'll give you something nice. Sure. Alright, what's your next monster? Meowth. I already caught a Meowth. I still do not like the fact that there's 2 versions of this game, and even if you own both versions, you still can't actually complete your Pokedex, which sucks. because you got to trade between them. And even if you didn't have to do that, you have to buy a Pokeball Plus to get Mew. And even if you didn't have that, you'd have to have a phone that can actually run Pokemon Go so that you can get that weird, like, exclusive monster for it. Just comes across as a little corporate gainy, I guess, is the best way to put it. It feels like it's definitely trying to push a business and not necessarily the experience itself. And I think bad things come from when you try and just push something as a business rather than, you know, the actual intent behind the product that the business is trying to put out there. Pikachu. Their silly Pikachu-ness. Bonk. I do kind of think it's interesting they made a game where you don't ever need to actually swap your monster. I mean, Gen 1 was like that inherently. The first time I played Gen 1, I got literally to, I think it was this specific character, or the character equivalent that was standing right here, and my starter Charmander, now a Charmeleon, or now a Charizard, rather, hit level 100. It's like, I didn't need any other monsters, which is why I never bothered catching them. But, you know, it's less fun when you don't catch more monsters. There's a hell of a lot less strategy to it. And I mean, even if you only get one monster and you build it up super, super strong, it should be able to handle all problems, no big deal, but at some point, you are going to run into moments that are going to be kind of clutch. Like, fighting the champion, yeah, you can do it, but even though you got 40 levels on him, you're still going to be taking some pretty consistent damage off him. And if he gets a crit, it could put you in some really bad spots. And of course, going through the entire Elite Four with one monster could mean that you get your monster frozen in the first turn of the first fight. And because Freeze in Gen 1, at the very least, worked differently, you know, you were stuck until you got hit by a fire move. Yes, that is Snorlax. There's in fact 2 of them. I'd like to catch one. Oh, we got a random item somewhere around here. Where is it? Big Pearl. Also, worth noting, seemingly every hidden item on the map respawns after 24 hours. Which is basically how you get moonstones, like I did. I just went back to Mount Moon, I checked all the craters, and I found one. And then I came back the next day and it was still there. Because balance. I mean, on the bright side, it's better than Gen 1, where there was literally only like 4. And if you wanted to have like 2 Nidokings, well, then you could kiss your chance of getting like a Clefable goodbye. Although that said, this game also allows you to catch those things, so it's kind of moot, I suppose. It seems like it's kind of weird that it tries to get around that sort of thing, but it still features monsters you have to trade in order to, like, get them all. It seems like you're going 1 step forward and taking 2 steps back and saying you've made progress. Like, I guess in some esoteric sense you kind of have, but no. Hey, Porygon. Barking! Oh, it's a rare one, I think. It's certainly a hard to catch one. Oh, that was another thing I figured out. I figured out what causes monsters to run, or rather, how you sort of, I don't want to say encourage, but how you learn when they're going to run. Basically, every monster has like up to 3 animations. Most have 2. They have like an attacking animation, and then they have like a growling animation. If you ever see a monster do a growl animation, they're going to run. So if you're working on a chain, like I just lost to catch this guy, which I didn't have, so I'm fine with, essentially, they're going to run and they're going to destroy your chains. So what you want to do if you ever see them growl is to back out of the fight with B. And you should be okay. More barking. It's fun having a dog sometimes. Route 7 is nice. Fight me. Alright. Alpesh. That's a neat name. Farfetch'd! With its stupid little onion. You gotta be able to catch Farfetch'd at some point, because in the original game, the only way to get Farfetch'd was to train, or trade him for a Spearow. And we ran into the guy who trades you, but he said he was just going to go catch a Spearow, which means he's not trading us, because we already had one, and there was no, like, chance to trade him. So clearly, you should be able to run into a Farfetch'd at some point, which is kind of nice. Wigglytuff! But he's no Jiggle Jim, so I'm not scared of him. He doesn't have badass clutch plays for a giant pudding balloon monster. Bonk. Okay. So we're basically at Celadon, which means we have to go shopping. See if we can get some awesome stuff. What are you gonna get me, guy? Facade. Double damage if it has a status condition. You could build some dirty moves around that. I wonder. Let's see if it's still here in this game, because you used to be able to get an Eevee if you went through this back path. Okay. Nougat! Source of creaminess in all chocolate bars. There should be a way to access... hey, another thing. Rare candy. I've got a few of those. I don't need them. Seriously, everything levels up so quickly in this game. You never need rare candies. Okay, now... Gen 1, you walked up to the top of the staircase here. At the very top, you found like a little penthouse area where you could get an Eevee. We already have an Eevee, so what's up there? I must know for science. Also, there's an item up on the other side of the roof. Give me an Eevee. Connect to friends. Make it sound like I have those things. Play rough. Curious. What is this item? I'm not familiar with it. I think that's a fairy attack, possibly. Lowers target attack stat, but it's basically just a standard attack. Not too bad, though. Link trades and battles. Nothing I can use. I've noticed this game seems to utilize the same movement as Pokemon Sun and Moon, in that, like, it doesn't feel like it's quite made for a 3D environment. Like, look, I'm turning, but it's kind of stuttering. In fact, it almost feels like there's a dead zone in my controller. And I'd be actually very, very worried about that fact, considering these are not exactly cheap, but I remember Sun and Moon doing the exact same thing, which is kind of weird. So I'm inclined to think it's probably not my controller. Hopefully, anyway. Alright. Are there people I can talk to? I know this guy. He gave me awesome abilities once. Yes. Glitzy, Glow, and Batty Bad. I'm thinking Psychic and Dark attacks. User bombards target with telekinetic force. A wondrous wall of light is put up to weaken power. So basically, it's light screen, but also with an attack. Yes, I want that. I don't need Stab. Stab for normal's garbage. I will take Psychic, because Psychic is awesome. Hey! I have a Vulpix. So this is the person I gotta trade a bunch of Vulpixes to down the line. But we'll trade one anyway. Nikolais. That sounds like some kind of weird hybrid parasite. I love the Alone Vulpix. It's so pretty. It's pretty, and it's got a nice typing, and it's just an overall great monster. When I played Pokemon Sun, Alolan Vulpix was, or Ninetales, when it evolved, of course, was easily one of my go-tos. Pokeflute. I want one of those things. Fortune. You change natures, and therefore you turn the base stats values around a little bit. That's kind of interesting. That means you can actually kind of fully customize how your Pokemon grows. That's kind of nice. Hey, obvious evil guy. I'm curious about something. I remember there was... Ah. I was really hoping I could fly over that. Okay, I have to know. Do we have slot machines here? And can I play them? Pokemon surf on a surfboard? Tough candy. Lead Pokemon to a goal. Match 3 pictures. Okay, that's clearly a slot machine. I can't actually play any of these. I mean, it would be cool to have, like, these mini games, but I would... Balloon fight? Cool. So why can't I actually play any of these things? We're out of coins. Ah, excellent. Okay, so the game corner is basically useless now. So what's the room next to it, which was dedicated for prizes to the game? Oh, it's just another entrance. That's boring. You could have at least made mini-games, game. Come on. I'm taking points away. Alright, next thing I want to go to... Oh, hey, it's that guy. Hey, that guy. I'm here to shop. Is it? You and your duties. Pewter crunchies. That sounds unappetizing as all hell. Hey, that was thoughtful. Ah ha ha. They're actually telling you what to do. They didn't really do that the first time. You sort of had to know, okay, these guys are thirsty, and if I went to the very top of this place, I could buy a drink. Okay. We gotta go buy some things, possibly, if they actually still have what I'm looking for. What do we have for a directory? Let's see. Service, trainer, video game shop, accessories. Intriguing. Are they going to make my Eevee look stupid? I mean, every other accessory I've gotten thus far kind of does. TM shop. Oh, these are some fun moves. I will be back for these later. I mean, I can just keep selling candy if I need to. What do you got? It's kind of weird. Like, we're getting Ultra Balls from fights right now, but we still can't buy them. It's probably going to be like Gen 1 where you don't really get them until Fuchsia, I guess, which kind of sucks. But... just means the ones we have more need to be treasured. Video game shop, yes please. Hey, it's a Nintendo Switch. Maybe we should try that thing. Helping Hand. That is a useless ability. And it's kids doing that thing with the Nintendo Switch that I've never seen the point to. And also, it's the Nintendo Switch in like that weird, mismatched, ugly color scheme. I can't be the only one who finds that, like, weird, mismatched colors just don't work. I mean, mine's like the all-black one, but I think that looks stylish and sleek. And one's not radioactive blue and red. Firestone, Thunderstone, Waterstone, Leaf Stone, Ice Stone. Ice Stone. I'm going to have to get one of those later. I'm seeing a theme. And that theme is the thing that I'm looking for isn't here. Bows, huh? Can I see the bows before I purchase? Or is that just them on that, their sign down there? Okay. Fancy bows. Well, let's treat ourselves. So... I think the little sign next to us are the specifics. Get a plaid bow, but I mean, what's the point? Let's get a red bow. And we'll get A little bow. I think a little formal bow. What else you got? I've got money. I can buy all this crap. Bandanas. Interesting. Ruby, sapphire, emerald, black, white. Interesting. Let's buy one of these and see what that's all about. Do you have any other items I can buy? Flowers. Well, yes, please. Let's try pink flowers. Alright, let's test out these clothes we just bought in giant quotes. I don't think any of these are like actual clothes. Let's see, we've got nothing there. Outerwear, nothing. Pants, I think everything is just for Eevee, but let's check. Shoes, bags, yeah, switch to Coco. Hats, no. Sports, you can't even tell, she's got such a big, scruffy. Oh, that's kind of cute, actually. I kind of like that. We're gonna go with that. Interesting. Can I put multiple ones on? Yeah, I can, but, I mean, it doesn't look that great. You could put a bow on its butt. You'll never see it, but you can do it. And that doesn't look right either. I think I'll probably just put one on its ears. And we'll take the one off the chest because that doesn't look quite right. Come on, how do I turn it off? Ah, remove. I should actually try reading at some point. It's a useful life skill. That's actually not horrible looking. Do we have anything else? No, those are all accessories. Okay, fair enough. That's actually kind of cute. Glasses and sunglasses? Well, let's treat ourselves. Let's see. Blue sky. Those would be like those white looking ones. I'm betting Dawn is probably those orange ones. Midnight sunglasses. Let's see what that's all about. And can I wear them? And do they make me look like an idiot? The answer to all these things is probably yes. Underwear, pants, shoes, no, really. Why can't I wear any? No. I do like that little bow, but let's not push it. Do you have polka dolls? I kind of need one of these things. A Diglett cap? You only have one thing, that's sad. I want hats. There are crowns. Why are there crowns? Ah. See, you're introducing things that would be actually awesome, and it's like, I can't wear them. I'll take one of those white sun hats. I figure my Eevee could probably wear it. I don't know which one it is, but that's the problem. I'd like to actually preview this crap. Can I do that, please? No? Fine. It's not like I actually wanted to buy any of them. Yeah, no, I like that little bow, actually. That's kind of nice. Everything else just looks way too big and stupid. Yes, we need to go to the vending machine. Yes, we're going to buy the cheapest they have because we don't really need more than that. Well, I didn't mean to give it to you, but okay. I'm going to buy this for someone else now. Again, kind of an esoteric puzzle, although they kind of really signposted it here. Fine. You have some fresh water. Hey, light screen. I just got that for my Eevee, except it's also an attack. So, apparently we can't get Pokédolls, which means I can't really test that thing, which means we actually have to do this the way they intended, and that's dumb. I want to completely break this game over my knee, more so than Eevee freaking already does. I miss being able to skip the Marowak fight and skip the Sylph Scope and just pretty much skip all of Lavender Town. That was nice. I was so proud when I discovered that back when I was a kid. You know, let's just use this item here. Oh, wait, we just, like, skipped a really important fight and everything that was, you know, necessary to do that fight. Okay. I have Pokemon accessories. My Pokemon is fully accessorized. Why is there a giant hole in this fence? There should not be a hole. Also, they moved Snorlax back. If I recall, Snorlax was actually past the bush. He used to be able to go there and get Fly. Not that that's really all that relevant now, but still. I guess we'll go fight the gym leader. You know, punch another girl in her face, steal a gym badge. You know how it is. That's nice. I gotta cut this tree down now. And then we're just gonna, you know, completely steamroll a gym with one monster. As you do. What's your story? Oh, you're full. Okay. There was no point to this place. Actually, I don't think there's any point to the same place in Gen 1, so fair enough, I guess. Why are you people all in here? Yeah, you did that once. It was the only way to get a Porygon. It sucked. It was also the only sensible way to get a Dratini. Which likewise sucked. Yeah, well, they're going to continue to be weak if all you do is feed them potions. Yeah, that's still very clearly a gambler. They just recontextualized the games he plays, I guess, but he's still running around with dice. So, I don't know. That's weirdly anachronistic. Especially considering they're trying to kind of hide that fact. They could have probably rewrote that in general. Are you stalking someone? I think you are. And we disconnected because awesome. Oh, well, it'll reconnect in a little bit. Hello. And they're all women, and you're probably some perv. Stalking them through a window. What's wrong with you? Oh, I kind of like this. This looks really nice. My starter is super cute, okay? Only needs a cute monster. Yeah, and this cute little guy is gonna, little lady's gonna just completely wreck your shit. Fight me. I could have skipped your fight. I didn't want to. Because why would I? Okay. Okay. With your strange dish. It's an odd radish. That's all it is. Oh, I could use an ether or something for more PP. Nice thing is I'm not exactly scared of this gym at all. Well, I've got type advantage and level advantage and a ridiculously powerful Eevee. I'm not really worried about losing to you. Seeing two bushes like that makes me think it's going to be like one of those puzzles where you have to cut one down, but then the other you can't ever cut down, so you have to like really trickily understand where you need to go. This is a dead end. I'm going to fight someone. Let's fight. My. With her eggs. That was a weird one I never really understood. How does execute turn into a tree? I mean, it's a tree with coconuts in it, I guess. But how do eggs turn into coconuts, really? Like, where's the logic there? Also, they are not cute. They are creepy. Creepy eggs. Especially one that's cracked wide open. Like, spilling its egg guts everywhere. It's like a zombie egg or something. No. Why would you ever insinuate that? I'm offended. Though there is an old guy at your window who is peeking. And that is actually messed up. But that was also in Gen 1, so I guess they figured they should keep it. Fwum. You lost. Feel bad about it. Now let's go. Kind of weird. I have to actually initialize these fights. Like, they're not challenging me or anything. I have to actually go up to them and actively talk to them, which is strange. Tamiya, I love your model supplies. Give me a discount, please. They're very expensive. And also take forever to ship. But I'm very thankful for your liquid plastic cement. Very useful for building custom model kits. As I did this summer. It's fun. Weeping Bell. I have one of these. Because I had to level up a bell sprout I caught. Fwum. You guys picked the wrong element. Didn't you know? At the start you always pick the fire type. Why are you all using grass types? Are you dumb? Can I get those model supply discounts now that I've beaten you, Tamiya? Alright, we need ether. Ten uses should be plenty. These people like their vegetables way too much. They picked wrong at the start. You always pick the flamethrower dinosaur. Always! Anything else is just a step down. Unless you can get a really broken Eevee, in which case, okay, fine. That's the one exception. I do actually like that little ribbon. It's the one thing I gave my Eevee that doesn't make it look stupid. It's kind of weird though, like, every generation seems to add like a bunch of mechanics, and then the next generation actively removes most of them. And I mean, I guess this is like the closest thing to bringing back that cosplaying Pikachu thing you could do, like 2 generations ago. Really weird though. It's nice to see existing ideas evolve, but it's just sort of weird that they kind of throw them out just as quickly. Like, hidden bases after Gen 2, or Gen 2, the second generation they were in, rather. Let me get my words properly in order. They just stopped existing, and it sucks. I mean, that whole underground area where those were in the 4th generation, the second generation they were in, that sucked in general, but, you know, the idea of hidden bases, especially in a game that you're trying to have people socialize in, isn't a bad idea. The first game, which was Gen 3 that had them, they were very, very restrictive. They were small, they were asymmetrical, and there wasn't a lot of room to do anything, and none of them looked particularly good. They were all terrible, but, you know, after that you got to basically make your own room, and that was fine. It was great. It's just a shame it was stuck in that underground path of awful, and also that it was on Gen 4, because Gen 4 was just kind of bad in general. But my complaints about Gen 4 aside, you know, it's weird that they keep adding things and then taking them away. Like Pokemon contests, where are they at? I like Tingala. It's a shame they don't show up to, like, the end. Like, right outside of Pallet, too, which is kind of annoying, but they're neat looking. I'm just a big mass of vines with eyeballs. For all you know, I'm a giant living sentient vine. I'm not just covered in them. Perhaps there's nothing inside whatsoever, and these eyes are just there to deceive you. You never know. Another level for Coco. Mary. Not so much of an ace. Just someone with some fashion sense. It's a nice jacket. Alright. I don't want to go back to the Pokemon Center, so I will use that. Nope. I might need another ether. I'm losing 2 PP, but I'm not really offended because this game gives out items like candy. And also literal candy. We don't like bugs or fire. Can you guess why? Also, please don't use them against us. It kind of makes us look really bad. Flame on. Whoom. Next. And whoom. Next. They'll keep battling. More sizzly slide. As I understand, if you got the Pikachu version, Pikachu can only learn up to 4 special abilities, whereas Eevee gets a special ability for every potential evolution it gets, which is interesting. But Pikachus are actually based around, like, the special iterations of Pikachu that existed. Like, there's one for the flying Pikachu, one for the surfing Pikachu. I can't remember the rest, but, I mean, I'm not a big Pikachu fan. It's kind of neat that they decided to do that. It's a small thing, but, you know, got to appreciate the small things in life. Yeah, I'm gonna wreck you. Like, I'm sorry, but it's kind of already predetermined that that's going to happen. Also, you've got a crap ton of mud on your dress, girl. And that does not look like a cheap dress. I shall not lose, provided you don't have a fire attack in your arsenal. Kinda does look like cat vomit now that you say that. I still like Dingula's design though, it's kinda goofy. It's very abstract. Not so much a fan of its evolution though, it just sort of becomes this giant monster looking thing. Whereas this is just sort of a little dumpy a ball of squiggles with legs. And something about that's just funny to me. How is that not mud? That looks absolutely like mud. Uh-oh, this could be a problem. I don't want to be... Stop being asleep. Okay, next. I don't think that's gold trim. Because gold trim would be more uniform than that. That looks like she just got mud splashed all over the bottom of her dress. With like some small petals stuck on top of it or something. I mean, I'm no seamstress or whatever, but I don't think that's what a trim looks like. And trim tends to be a little bit more uniform in design. Because as society, we value symmetry a lot. That just looks like she took a giant jump into a mud puddle. Probably making her parents very, very sad. They ruined her probably very, very expensive dress. See, the thing about all this that makes it wonderful, and you'll never understand this, Erica, is if you happen to take out my Eevee, I have a Charizard. I'm not going to get defeated by your little crappy vegetables. I'm sorry. Maybe you should go challenge a vegan. They might be, you know, tired from all the soy and whatever they eat. Hooray! Oh, Mega Drain. That's a good move. And I do actually have a monster that can learn it in my Venusaur. Which it probably should, because it doesn't have many good moves, and the one good move it could have learned, I accidentally told it not to learn. And apparently the person to teach moves that you've already learned to, but gotten rid of, doesn't show up until the Indigo Plateau, which is kind of bad. Yes, we're very proud of my new badge. We're gonna go heal up and go touch the walls that we were told not to, for no specific reason! It's not like there was a specific reason we're not allowed to touch the walls, but we're totally gonna touch all the walls. I wish I just had like 1 or 2 more slots. I think having 6 monsters is just kind of arbitrary, but it's like, you know, I got that Pidgeot I really want, and I got that, well, I'm going to get that, Ice Vulpix that I'd really like to use. Why am I stuck with 6? Don't get me wrong, I can make do with 1. Even if it wasn't this game with its incredibly broken starter, I could make do with 1, but, you know, I'd like to have options in my team, and I want to have the monsters I like with me at all times. not crammed in some interdimensional pocket box in my pocket. Up the stairs! There was an item somewhere around here. I saw it earlier. I want it before I forget. That's a poster for Gen 1 Pokemon over there. That's pretty cool. And there were... Because originally, like this, it was originally green and red. And then blue was added as a bonus for a magazine that allowed certain monsters that you couldn't catch in either of these to be available. And then they made yellow later, of course. And of course, these are the Game Freak directors or whatever. And if you fill out the Pokedex, which we won't be able to do because we don't have Let's Go Pikachu, nor do we have friends who are willing to trade for those monsters, nor do we have the Pokeball Plus for Mew, and nor do we have Pokemon Go for that weird metallic thing, we'll never actually get to finish our Pokedex. Hence why I dislike the multiple generation, or multiple versions per generation thing. It pisses me off, and while it's designed for a social environment for someone who's not social like me, that's kinda a problem. And, of course, now because it's on the Switch, you have to also pay to use online. Which, no thank you, ever. I mean, it's cheaper than, say, like, Xbox, but still no. I don't know, it's just... feels bloody disingenuous to do that. Like, it's definitely a business tactic, and I mean, it's a successful enough series that you can kind of get around it. Fight me. Guess we gotta go back to Lavender Town. If I recall, you had to go here before you did Lavender Town. Yes, Pokemon Go is the iOS game that is basically this, but with GPS. But there's special monsters that were just released like a month prior to this game coming out. That is sort of like an exclusive for this game. But unless you have Pokemon Go, which my phone can't run because it's so old, I can't get it. And likewise, Mew is exclusive to the weird Pokeball controller that's like $100. And while the rest is all exclusive to the other version with Pikachu. So not only do you need either a friend and all the equipment to trade between two versions, as well as that second version, but now you also need the ability to pay for online. You need a Pokeball controller, which is more money, as well as, you know, an iPhone plus the iPhone game, plus an iPhone that can actually run it, because that didn't work for me so well. Plus a bunch of luck to actually run into this specific monster to finish your Pokedex. You know, I kind of actually want to, like, complete the Pokedex in here, because I actually did get all 151 in the original Pokemon. And I'm actually having a lot of fun with this game, even though it is significantly different than, you know, what I was kind of expecting for a Pokemon game. But still, you know, it's fun. I'm enjoying it. But, once again, not being able to actually clear it out, because that's just how the business practices of this entire series have gone since the start, feels a little archaic, for lack of a better term. Like, if you want to make a version where your starter is Pikachu, and you want to make a version where your starter is Eevee, fine, but, like, making differences beyond that just kind of annoy me. Because I don't aspire to own the Pikachu version, and I don't know anyone to trade with, and I don't have a phone that can run Let's Go, and I don't really want to pay for an extra controller that's only good for one game. Although I have heard it does function like a, those old school Pokewalkers that came with, like, Pokemon Silver. Well, I bought you that water, but okay. Okay, you do that. Okay, well, let's explore this town, which is completely taken over by Team Rocket, but if it's like Gen 1, you can get a bunch of crap here first. Ooh, this is the lady where we get the copycat TM. Nice polka dolls. Can I borrow one? I want to break this game more. Huh. But I want the Clefairy plush. Can I take this one? I'm going to spy on your computer. You want to see a Clefairy? Well, I think I can accommodate that. I did actually catch one. Somewhere. Before, like, the 225 Vulpixes I have. Add to party. Swap Flammy. Oh. Do you need to be out there? I have a Clefairy. Look at it. You can keep it if you like. You give me Substitute? And not, you know, like, Mimic? That's... okay. I mean, Substitute's a way better move. Do I actually have anything that can learn Substitute? Everything can learn Substitute. Oh, good. That's... very useful. I might have to do something with that later. I think both Jigglypuff and Clefairy are dumb. But I'm the kind of guy who likes Nidoking, Nidoqueen, and Charizard, so, you know. Oh, right, we can, I think we can go, do the fighting gym, too. Let's do that while we're here. Because, as we all know, Eevee happens to have the power of psychic attacks, because sensible. Oh, this is gonna hurt. But it's not gonna hurt the person you're thinking it is, Mr. Black Belt. Yep, I'm gonna just throw out this innocent little normal type. Nothing special about it. But I'm gonna wreck you with psychic attacks in about a sec. It's gonna be fun. Because psychic. Oh, that was fun. Plus you get light screen. Seriously, everything about every move Eevee learns is amazing. No, feel free to all come at me at once. I think I can take you all. I'm the master of light screen psychic attacks for some reason. Oh, Graveler, that's not a fighting type. But the joke's on you, because I've got water attacks too. What else you got? You got nothing. That's what. At best, you've got more freaking fighting types. And your fighting types don't scare my psychic normal type, because that's just how things work. Poliwhirl. I feel like Poliwhirl... yeah, Poliwhirl is not a fighting type. It evolves into a fighting type. But, you know, I can electrocute it, so I'm not worried about your, not fighting type, Mr. Fighting type user. And I'll point out, this is a fighting type gym. What is with the lack of fighting types? I would be happy to steamroll it with just one move. But I'll adequately steamroll it with every move in my arsenal if I have to. Next. Challenger implies there's going to be a challenge. I'm just here to obliterate you. With your Machoke. Alright, so psychic attacks still work pretty well, I think. Unless, you know, they've changed the rules for fighting types. Oh, wait, they haven't. Yeah, psychic works. Go, team. Plus, it boosts my defense. So even if you survived, I would have no problem with you getting stab on me. You understand I just destroyed your entire gym with no actual harm coming to my one monster, correct? Just making sure you're aware of this. This guy originally used a Hitmonchan and a Hitmonlee. That would have been scarier. I have literally everything this thing is weak to on one monster. And you're now guaranteed to be paralyzed. That's scary, but you know, the thing about that is I move faster than you. And also, I can raise my defenses, so even if this didn't kill you, I'd be fine. Because you got nothing, Poliwrath. Koichi. I will take both of them. Now, as we know, as much as I like the elemental affinity of Hitmonchan, it kind of sucks, so we take Hitmonlee. But seriously, I will take both of them. Although, unlike Gen 1, you can actually run into these guys in the wild. They don't show up to, like, the Indigo Plateau, but you can run into them in the wild. Can I take this one, too? You can only choose one. It's a matter of life and death, and you chose wrong. Can't go there yet. Hey, police officer lady. You're doing a bad job. There's one, like, 10 feet away from you. Crack down on them better. What do we got here? What's all of your deal? I do. I know who it is. Depending on what generation we're talking about, it's either Fafimon or it's, you know, the leader of Team Rocket. You'd be admiring Bruno less if we were going with the manga continuity where he was a terrorist. Actually, half the gym leaders were terrorists and members of Team Rocket in the manga adaptation. That was a really good adaptation. Actually, I learned that there's another Pokemon anime out there. It's only like 4 episodes long, but it's actually based on the games. It's called Pokemon The Origin, and it's actually pretty good. But, oh, hey, this was the lady who got a letter from her uncle in Vermilion. Continuity! Hooray! But, yeah, once again, movement being weird in this game because Pokemon in 3D doesn't work so good for some reason. But, Pokemon The Origin, the animation, it's very, very good. And it's like the actual games, and isn't dumb, like the anime we got. I don't have a Raichu. I don't aspire to Raichu. I need to get a Thunderstone, which I could get in Celadon. Maybe I'll do that in my time off. Hi, lady. I haven't noticed that too much in this game, actually. Growth rates seem pretty constant. The only monster I've noticed that seemed to take a little bit longer to level was my Rhydon. Or Rhyhorn. Hasn't gotten a Rhydon yet. Hooray! What's in this magic door? Is it the anywhere door? Can I go to the moon, please? I did actually want that. That's a good move. I don't think I have anything that really can use it right now, but I do like that you're on the ball, guy. Alright, so now we gotta go back to Lavender, I guess, to go talk to Team Rocket Grunt number 287. And, hopefully we'll be on our magic merry little way towards, getting out of this loop of 3 towns. And not accomplishing much. Also, actually, let's see if we can do anything with Nidoking. Can I ride on his back or something? I thought Nidoking was a lot bigger than that. That's kind of disappointing. We moved faster with Flammy, so we'll use Flammy. Whee! Speeding up! I don't need a stupid bicycle now. Okay, so we gotta find a Team Rocket Grunt somewhere. But I know you have to go to Celadon before you can actually do anything really here. So I'm not really sure what that's about. Yes, it is. Did yours? Because I know Fafimon Sr.'s Pokemon, one of them died, and he never used that Raticate again. Pidgeotto. I have a gold one, it's awesome. Zappy Zappy. Next. I'm curious what their depiction of ghosts is going to be like before we can identify them. You evolved your Pikachu. Okay, now you're just showing me up. I can't evolve my monster. But I can do this. I'm not saying it's better, but it's a thing I can do. And it raises my defense, so, you know. And I can just, through the power of love, avoid your punch. Because that's how stuff works. Take that, Raichu. What else you got? You got nothing. That's what. I really have got to come up with a name for Blastoise. Gloom! Were you not paying attention to my last gym battle? That wasn't a bunch of weird fighting types that weren't mostly fighting types? Well, let me give you a refresher. Don't use grass types against me because I have got fire types. It's a very simple concept, and yet everyone needs to keep being taught this because no one seems to pick up on it. Seriously, learn some pattern recognition, damn it. Now, in the Pokemon manga, the rival was actually possessed by ghosts at this point. It's one of those points where the series actually got kind of dark. It was really nice. I will kick your ass and take whatever things you have because you owe me for beating you. But that is a nice jacket. Maybe I'll take that for my prize. Bouncy bubble. Yes, you are a very difficult fight, considering you're one of like the mini boss trainers. I'm very much quaking in my boots. Yeah, you kind of did. Those are the things what I need. Because... So yes, like I said, I got a lot of candy from building up Vulpixes. Also, I got Vulpix centered candy. Now, if you used only the specific monster-centric candy, you need 200 to raise its stats to max. Because you can raise every stat to a max of plus 200. So we're pretty far ahead of the curve in terms of speed on Coco. In fact, I can't actually feed her any more speed boosting candy until she hits level 60. But Eevee candy I can just cram down her throat whenever, so if we got a bunch of Eevee candy it would be awesome. So basically we need to find some Eevees. And I think they show up like right outside of Celadon. On the opposite side with Snorlax, so it's a little ways out there, but we could probably get there within one more episode, I figure. It was a ghost all along. Ooh. Huh. So that's what you designed the ghost to look like. That's not horrible. No, just take my Pokemon doll. I will skip your fight, I will beat Team Rocket, and I'll be on my merry little way. Oh, they still have people that are possessed. That's kind of nice. Pokemon, it's a children's game where people get possessed and you fight in a giant masquerade. I'll point out I didn't need to identify this ghost monster. It was just here. Also Psychic Attack. Real big threat there, guys. Now, I'm no, religionologist, but you're a shrine maiden and you've got, like, those purification charms. How did you get possessed? I remember in the original they looked like nuns for some reason. If I understand what this game is kind of implying, though, they're possessed by the very monsters they're using, so why are they in Pokeballs? Would it have just been too much to have the Pokemon just sort of, leap out of them or something? Probably would have cost extra to program the extra animations and stuff in. Create extra, like, skeletal animation and assets and stuff. No, I'm good. I got psychic attacks. I fear not your ghosts. Go team! Well, we're getting some Pokeballs out of this, if nothing else. Alright. You don't have a lot of choice if you use ghost monsters. You've got 3 you can work with. That really limits your options, I suppose. And down you go. Its eyes are 2D objects. They're animated, but they're still 2D. Which looks weird because they're superimposed on a 3D object. It reminds me of early N64 games like Bomberman 64, where his face was clearly like this 2D flat panel sitting on top of a sphere, and it just didn't quite mesh properly. Because they were clearly not really connected. Yep, I will fight all of you. I'm not really bothered by this. Let's go. Paula. With your ghost-typey monsters. All one of them. One of you must have a haunter. I don't know, I kind of like the original design for Ghastly, which was of course just like a face superimposed onto a paint spray can effect. Like, it looked kind of cheap, but it looked a lot more interesting than just a ball with eyeballs and, like, an effect around it. For my Eevee is the light that shines in the darkness. Or at least the cleansing psychic thing that destroys your ghosts for reasons. Come on. Let's fight some more ghosts. Jody. Actually, I'm curious what trying to capture a ghost that you haven't identified would be like. Like, it probably just doesn't work, but still, I want to see what that's like. So we'll try and get caught by a ghost in a sec. Hey, Haunter! Great, we've now seen 2/3 of all the ghosts. And we can't even get the third one because that requires trading. Still, I mean, we're slowly seeing all the monsters we can catch. Alright, let's see what actually having to fight a ghost is like. Hey, teleport. That is a useless TM right there. You just teleport me back to the entrance, didn't you? Yeah, okay. So I can't even try to catch ghost monsters. That's lame. I mean, I didn't really expect much out of that, but still. You know, at least let me try to throw a Pokeball at it and, like, have it, like, phase through it or something. That would have been kind of interesting. Yes, and I see a Clefairy doll completely negating the entire large rigmarole to actually fighting this boss that isn't really a boss. Oh, the good old days. Back when you could kind of just skip all of that nonsense if you just went and got a Pokemon doll. I miss that. I mean, at the same time, though, my Eevee can take you all out in one hit, so I'm not really worried. Lots of Pokeballs. I don't think I need this many, honestly. Although, I guess if I'm trying to get some Eevee candies to really boost Eevee's stats later, that could be useful. Oh, spawning on the staircase. Oh, crap. Gotta juke him out. I gotta admit, 3D movement in tight corridors when you're being hunted like this is not exactly good. Especially when the actual movement's sort of jerky. And down you go. Run, 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 run. Nougats. Can they actually enter this purified protect space? No, they can't. That's a nice touch, actually. Okay, except for him, because he's special, I guess. I stand corrected. They can't enter purified spaces. What kind of ghosts are you? Do you even understand that you're ghosts? There are certain rules you have to follow. such as getting your ass kicked by a normal type that has psychic attacks for reasons. Alright, give me your next shot. I'm now more defensive than ever. Because let's boost defenses while causing lots of damage. Have I mentioned yet this game doesn't seem to get balanced very well? And that's kind of what makes it kind of enjoyable. I think if this game was actually properly balanced, but you know, still maintain the fact that you can't actually fight monsters you run into, I think it would be a lot less interesting. I think it's the lack of balance that actually makes it fun. That's another one. You ghosts are losing to a normal type. That's depressing. I think you're failing at your job as ghost monsters. I want to say there's 2 more floors after this. I think this is sort of like the halfway point. So we'll clear out these 2 trainers, we'll heal up, and then we'll move forward. You silly Ghastly. You know, I don't think that they're like these angry ghosts chasing us. They're just really, really low self-esteem and just are kind of pissed off about it. I mean, its name is literally Ghastly. I think it needs to change its name. And that would be like the perfect first step to it becoming just a nice, friendly monster. So you know what? In order to help your self-esteem, you are now no longer known as Ghastly, you now are known as Cloudy Gary. It's a far nicer name, and far less self-deprecating. And then you just don't have to be an angry ghost anymore, you can be a happy, friendly ghost. Well, the problem is, all those ghosts are kind of camping out on the spot that heals up your monsters. And while I don't need to be healed, getting more PP before we move on would be nice. Come on, Gary, you're not a big angry ghost. You're a nice, friendly ghost. So go make friends with someone else. I'm busy. I'm busy basically destroying your entire species. With a monster you should adequately be able to take out pretty quick, given that it's a normal type. That'll be useful when we get our Vulpix. Oh crap. Oh crap. See, this is a problem. I have to kite them out of here. And it doesn't exactly want to go all that well. I think this would be sort of a part where you'd want to have repels. And I guess I do have them. I think I have them. I didn't sell them. But At the same time, this just kind of seems kind of dumb. We're just gonna teleport you back if you touch a monster because you can't actually fight them. I mean, you couldn't catch them in the original, but you could still run away from them. You know, there was value to the encounter all the same. Whereas this just seems like a dumb punishment, and given that the movement doesn't work entirely well in a three-dimensional Pokemon game, it's less than ideal, especially in such a cramped space where your opponents can move through walls and just home in on you. Like, the only real advantage to this is it seems like the hitboxes seem to favor you a little bit. Like, either you or they are a little bit smaller than they look, so you can kind of scooch around them without too much of a problem, but still, it's a little bit not great, for lack of a better term. Hooray for vegetable. Again, not doing those ghost types proud. You're losing to a monster you should be effective against. And I'm gonna have to book so that that ghost behind us doesn't get us. Alright. And take that, Gary, you've been cleansed. It's got plenty of potions too, so it's not like we're in any real danger here. The only real danger we're in is getting teleported back to the start. I think I've got plenty of ethers too, so losing PP isn't too much of a problem either. Cloudy Gary, I just finished dealing with this guy. Go away! I don't have time to be friends with you. Go have some healthy self-esteem. Or something. Okay, now we gotta get through here without getting tagged by that ghost. And we're getting surrounded. Whoop! Oh, fought you already. Let's fight you. I'm betting you only have either Ghastly or Haunter. And you're going to lose horribly to my normal type, because that's proper game balance right there. Psychic Purification! Actually, what is the logic between Psychic being able to be ghosts? I mean, I get that they're both, like, supernatural, I guess, but it does seem a little bit, you know, reaching. There's not like a logical gap there. And then throwing Dark into the mix, like, how does that all mesh together, really? And I get somewhere along the line, you just sort of have to understand that, yeah, we just have to make this system work for proper balance, but, you know, I kind of miss back in the day when it's like, you know, fire beat grass beats water, etc. It just, you can explain it and a child would get it because it makes logical sense. Oh, come on, can I just throw a Clefairy doll at you and skip this fight entirely? Also, you look like a cat. I'm not really all that scared of you. No, you cat thing, go away. Okay, fine, let's go. I really can't do much more here. Alright, I gotta find a rocket guy, I guess. Because I can't do anything else until I find that guy. Alright. Yes, your Pokemon died. It was very, very sad. Hey! Outfit! What do we got here? Is it something better than my already existing not all that great outfit? Because I could do with an outfit change. Formal cap. Ooh, stylish. I kind of like the vest. Formal shoes aren't that cool. What's the formal bag look like? I like the Eevee bag. Does Coco get some formal stuff? Oh, she does. Cool. No clothing. Again, like, there's no real value to this. Like, you can't see it. Hats. Formal. We'll keep the sport hat. Because that's how things are. Style points. I guess we're done here for now. So, I mean, we've talked to every NPC. Hooray, Charizard. He's up at the top of the tower. Okay, so I guess we've done everything here. Unless you see a Team Rocket guy. Yes. And if I say no, you'll mention that there's a ghostly hand on... Yeah. That was actually in the Pokemon Origin anime. It was kind of clever. They made a lot of actual direct references to the actual games. It was kind of impressive. Even though it was a very, very short anime of only 4 episodes. Yep, Marowak's gone. It's very, very sad. I'm just going to... Oh, there's the Team Rocket guys. Hey, it's these donkuses. Let's go. Yes, yes. Alright, going back to Celadon, I guess. Yeah, you do that. You blast off. You saw something awful. I was here too, guy. Alright, well, let's go. Back to Celadon! By way of Saffron, because I don't want to go through the underground again. Even though it is probably faster. I'm not trying to get in. Damn it. Why would I be trying to get in? I don't want in. I'm quite happy not being in. I just need to get to the other place, damn it. Celadon! Alright. Game corner. That's where we need to go. That place. What is this place? I'm guarding this poster. There's nothing remotely suspicious about it. It's just a poster. Alright, Rocket Grunt guy. And we will do Psychic. Zap. Yes, your little Raticate really scared me. Now let's go. Oh, what secret hideout? It's not like there's a secret behind this poster you were ridiculously suspicious about. Okay, now, where's the secret hideout entrance? Oh, it's over here. I wish I could actually play any of those games, or anything. I mean, I get that you probably would take out all the gambling, sure, but... You mean a rocket? Oh, this is the place where there are all the teleporters, isn't it? I know, I mean, that's like Sylph too, but God. I hope they fixed that or made it less dumb here, because that was just never fun. Oh no, it's a flying type. It will never be a problem if I just electrocute it, which fortunately I can do. Gotcha. Hey, a thing. Ultra Balls! Hooray for making catching easier. I got a Team Rocket outfit. Genuinely curious now. I think I have to see what this is all about. Just generic black hat. I like the vest better. What do we got for pants? Why are they always shorts? Why can't they just be, you know, pants? That really doesn't invoke feelings of Team Rocket, but I'll stick my Eevee bag because I like it. I'll wear the Eevee hat because I like the paw print on it. Not a very interesting look, but, you know, kind of works. I'll probably swap it out later. I'm kind of surprised we didn't get an actual Team Rocket hat, though. Because they got, like, a very sort of classic career sort of hat looking thing. Would look a lot better than just a black skinned sports hat. Eat fire. Flum. Nope, we're good. I don't Doesn't matter you swap to a Rattata. You can swap to a freaking Mewtwo, it's not gonna stop me and my incredibly broke Eevee. Use as many as you like. Not gonna stop me. And down Rattata goes. Yeah, you guys got defeated pretty harshly. Might as well just give up and stop fighting me altogether. Mighty! Candy. Oh good, we need a key card. Now for some perspective, in Gen 1 Pokemon, you could only carry like 25 items at once. So, if you had a key card, you couldn't get rid of it ever. And there was like 10 of them. So half your inventory would end up being utilized with just like this stupid plot important items you couldn't get rid of. Unless you put them in the box, but like I don't think anyone actually ever bothered doing that. I mean, granted, there weren't a lot of items that you really ever felt you needed, but still. Well, you're paralyzed. Because guaranteed status afflictions. And I'll just use Psychic. It's not going to do a lot, but it's going to raise our special defense, which means your attack's going to do nothing to us. That could be a problem. I'll admit, I was not prepared for that, but I digress. We can use our water attack once we wake up to heal. And thus, everything you've done thus far was just a waste of time, Hypno. Bouncy Bubble! And you're dead and I'm full health. Don't you feel silly for bothering me. Because you should. Awesome. Okay, if I recall... I hate these things so much. This is the thing that could have not been in here, and I don't think anyone would have complained. This is just slow, busy work, really. Come on, pick it up. Nougats! Gotta remember to sell those at some point. Pick that up, got an awakening. Got rest, which is... that can actually be pretty useful. Let's see, we want to go... here. And then we want to go here. And we want to go here. Here. This one. I think if we want all of the things here, we're going to have to take a second loop, but that was relatively painless. It's certainly Sylph that gets really bad. Hey, PP up. That'll be useful once we actually figure out how we want to actually build our Eevee. As a future useful item. Over here. To the left. Take the upper path. Down here, and we should be able to fight someone and get a key card, I believe. Or I could be completely wrong. Yes, but what are you gonna do about it? You can't stop me. I fought every other rocket grunt up to this point, and I have yet to run into an issue. Worst case scenario, I get put to sleep with a hypnosis spell. That's it. And that's really all you got. That's not too bad. Next. Arbok. Cobra! Spell backwards. And misspelled, but still. I'll zap you again. But your stats will be higher, so you might survive, and by might, you will. But you're paralyzed, so you know. And you're not using anything poison related, so I'm not really in any real danger. Well, you could. You just chose not to. It's the card key. Great balls. I'm working on Ultra Balls now. These are kind of useless to me. Actually, I'm looking for a key card. Is it in the garbage? It would be. Find a key card, open a door. Probably beat your boss's face in. You know how it is. Alright, so you've got what is not a steel type, so it doesn't really matter, so I'll use Glitzy Glow. Boost my electric defense. Well, that was simple enough. Yeah, but I think I need a key. That's the whole linchpin of this operation is, I need a key. Give me a key. It's on the next floor, isn't it? And I just did all of this out of order. Oh, did you? And did they mention how I've literally not lost a single fight to you, any of you people, ever? That seems like information you should know about before challenging me. Simple enough. Yeah, you did. Sorry, but you did. Dark Pulse, that's an interesting move. It's interesting because I don't know what it does. Let's find out. Dark Pulse, TM20. These aren't actually sorted. May make target flinch, but... oh, Blastoise can learn it. I mean, I've genuinely never used anything other than my Eevee, but, you know, I'll teach it to it, sure. Seems more useful than, Bite. Alright, so we got that. Where's the key? You're not the key, that'd be too simple. That's a revive. We have plenty of those. Okay, so we want to go this way, I think. Anything else? We get this item ball. X speed for expediency. I think we want to go this way. Fight me. I fear not your rocket gruntiness. Rattata. I scoff at your rat. Let's dumb buck teeth. And also zap. I wonder if in the future your starter Eevee and I guess alternatively Pikachu would be tradable. Because I mean, what it could potentially learn is just ridiculously absurd. I don't want to switch, I want to keep. Alright, so Voltorb. Glitzy Glow. And that should be the end of that fight. Taken down indeed. Alright. Something here has to be a key card, right? PP up. I think that is actually a image of the Game Boy Advance remake map. I might be wrong about that, but I think that's actually what that is. Is that the key card? Give me the key card. Alright, Grimer. I believe this guy's exclusive to the Pikachu version, so I can't get him. Which is fine. I don't really have a lot of aspirations to have a Grimer. Sorry to all of Grimer's many, many fans. None of you. You lost. Lost. Give me the key. It's all I want, damn it. What? Okay, this is interesting and new. Well, I mean, logic would dictate it has to start over here, right? Gotta somehow climb this fence, follow this piping, shimmy over this, get over here. Yeah, I already got it. Did I actually have to talk to you in order to trigger this? Yeah, I know. Why are we going through the same text box again? A step stool. Oh, there's a chair. I mean, there are plenty of posters that'll tell you don't use chairs or buckets or things with wheels as step stools because you'll end up falling and having to get workers' comp. And a lot of places don't like to give you that, so, you know, get an actual step stool, damn it. Oh, I've got actual control over Eevee. That's actually kind of neat. Oh no, we gotta hurry because raising the stakes, I guess. Go, go, go. You weren't even actually colliding with that. You were hovering above that pipe. Hooray for the lift key. Yes, it was just your silly meows. Not my Eevee shrieking up a storm as it does. Although, if you did think it was that, you might be more right than you think, Team Rocket. But you'd never think that, would you? Rare candy! so down. And we want to go down again, I think. And we want to go this way. Left. That should be the end of this little teleporty bit. And then there's still one more. One more after this. Basement floor 1. You there. Fight me. I demand it. Zubat. Oh, come on. Give me something interesting. Not silly Zabbit. For I fear not your Zabbit. I will crush it under the weight of sheer electrical prowess. From a normal type. Because of course. Cloudy Gary, why are you back here? You gotta go back to your tower and meet more ghosty friends. And all raise each other's self-esteem. By spreading the news, you are no longer named something horrible. Yep, so that's done. Now we gotta go to basement floor 4. Floor. Item ball. Item ball. Got ourselves an elixir. Yeah. Alright, so what we got next? Oh, it's these donkuses. Let's go. Yeah, I'm not scared of you. Not scared at all. Oh, are we actually having a duel battle now? Okay. That's actually interesting. We have double battles now for reasons. And we will throw Body Slam out there. That should be alright. Yep. Weezing's down. Stomp. That was fun. That could be a problem, being paralyzed. Not a significant one, mind you, but still kind of annoying. Squish. You guys lost again. You guys had a Meowth. I'm not saying that would have actually changed the outcome of that fight, but at the very least you could have thrown that out there. Alright, go to the medicine pocket, paralyze, heal. And go fight this guy. Not even noticing me, even though I'm standing 5 feet from you. Okay. Your powers of observation are simply stunning. Alright, Coco. I'll just use Glitzy Glow again. That seemed to do pretty well against that other Weezing. And this Weezing. And possibly all Weezings. But I don't want to generalize. They're their own Pokemon. I can't decide things for them. Not yet, anyway. No, why would I ever switch my monster? Especially when it's something I'm actually really strong against. That was kind of a blunder. That's not your fault. Everyone in this game seems to make that same mistake, that they can defeat the Ultra Eevee. Hey, it's the Viridian Gym leader / leader of Team Rocket. Oh, there's an extra fight here. That's kind of nice. I mean, originally you just fought Giovanni, but it's kind of nice that you get to fight both Giovanni and an extra person. Ooh, a Persian. You still only have 2 monsters, though. That's kind of weak. Ouch. I should be okay. I'm not really worried against you. Rhyhorn. I'm pretty sure that's the same audio clip that Charizard has, actually. It doesn't matter, it's a rock type and I've got water. The power of erosion! And now you're dead. Yeah, you lost to a kid. Don't you feel stupid? Hooray, I can fight ghosts now. All 1 of them. And then they just abandon this place. And it's like, you know, this is a pretty swank place. At least take your stuff. Also, all this stuff is evidence that could be held against you in literally any court of law. And you're all very clearly terrorists. You'd want to probably get rid of as much of that as possible. Pokemon, you don't make very much logical sense. And you make less and less so every time you add a new element. That has to reconfigure the entire elemental chain. That's a nice Snorlax doll. I used to have like a little mini Snorlax doll. It was kind of nice. It was cushy. What is this and how do I have one of these? Give it to me. Yes. Yes, my Eevee wants to fly. That's not horrifying. Hooray! Skydash. Okay. Not that I really need much of that. Okay, so we got pretty much everything covered in here. Next would be a matter of going back to Lavender. But at the same time, I do think we're done for the day, simply because I have to still get rid of all those Vulpixes, and I want to do some extra stuff on the back end. If I have some time, maybe we'll try and pick this up again tomorrow, possibly, although I'm not really entirely committed to that. It's really just a matter of if I have time. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Running around fighting ghosts, defeating terrorists, and proving once and for all my Eevee is still awesome. If you did enjoy this, feel free to follow the Twitch channel so that you can see more of my awesome stuff. Subscribe to my YouTube channel where all this stuff plus more is up there. Seriously, I've got over 800 videos on there. And if you really want to make my day, especially in my time of less than thrilling life adventures, feel free to hit up my Patreon, support my show through that, get on the Patreon supporters Discord, and we can talk about how awesome Eevee is, and how lame Giovanni is, and why we can't fight ghosts. Come on! And also, Clefairy dolls. They needed to be in this game. Why did they get rid of it? They shouldn't have. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, Internet.